make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer.
It's on him. You know what I mean? It's on him. He knows that he's going to get this fade sooner or later. So it's only a matter of time. Obviously, we can't go down. You know, we can't go down to 135. So, you know, he would have to come up. And, you know, he can get this work anytime he ready.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat you with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. You know? And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man.
Shakur Stevenson is reportedly preparing to face Devin Haney at 140. He agrees to the rehydration rules and stays fully confident that his abilities outmatch any opponent.
These guys, if y'all want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clause. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning?
Devin Haney insists that the fight with Shakur Stevenson will take place, displaying strong determination and commitment, making it clear he genuinely wants this matchup.
Still at 135. You can't, you know, say your name without saying Shakur to your female tank, right? It just is what it is. Is that fight going to ever happen? Would it ever happen against you and Shakur?
100%, yeah. I think so. I think it.
You think Shakur will grow into whatever weight you're in?
I mean, we're all of us is close to the same size. You know, we're all growing together. We're all like, you know, getting bigger. Well, so, and it's only so many guys, like y'all said. It's only so many guys that we could make big money and people want to see the fights. Which even though I know that they making new guys, it's guys like Kermel, Abdullah, all these guys want to come up too. So eventually they gonna be there too. But yeah, no, I think that a fight with Shakur is very much possible.
Shakur Stevenson says he isn't afraid of Devin Haney, but Devin's team might falsely suggest that Shakur is deliberately avoiding the fight.
Devin Haney.
Okay.
Devin Haney's probably, to me, I don't think it's hit its point yet, but I think in the next year or two, it'll hit a point where it's like the world is gonna demand, you know what I'm saying? I can see the trajectory feels like it could meet like that.
I would love this fight. But look, you gotta watch what you say with like, and this is not even Devin fault, because Devin is very respectful of my game and I'm respectful of his game. He's a good fighter. But his fans will clip and twist and turn things into something that is not. So I try to be real careful on what I say.
True. This is guy Jay on Twitter. He a big Haney fan. He be always clipping and changing stuff, Jay.
Yeah, they gonna make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell.
Shakur Stevenson believes is on another level, with no fighter able to beat him, and that Devin Haney cannot knock him out.
Like he's a fucking stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer. How do you... So that's how I feel about the fight.
Yeah.
But it all gotta make sense from a business standpoint. I don't like getting up here and negotiating against myself. And,
for sure.
But for me, I'm willing to
But do you
make the
see
fight
it
happen.
as it being that could, you know, like we always said, the Four Kings, even though you wasn't a part of it, the whole plot is like at the end of the road, there's gonna be two guys left standing, and that's the big fight. Do you see that as that's potentially what that could be?
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Devin Haney is determined to prove himself, aiming to face top fighters like Shakur Stevenson to cement his true greatness.
Fights are not possible. Would you be more inclined just to move up to 140?
Yeah, you know, if I can't get those fights next or it doesn't make sense for it to be next, I'll probably go to 140, test it out, see how I feel at the weight at 140, and then if when the time is right, then, you know, I'll defend my belt at 135. We'll just see, though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's
Bill Haney says they won't come down a weight, so anyone wanting a fight must move up to 140.
He didn't become undisputed yet. They didn't mention the franchise belt, which directly impacted Devin's career early on, right? And it seemed like, I was saying this on my live earlier, you tell me what you think about this, but it seems to me like there's a lot of people that have tried to block y'all ambition, right? Between you signed to the wrong company, you know, Loma not taking the Devin fight, Tio not taking the Devin fight, Rolly saying he just don't want to fight Devin. Do you see that? Like, how do you see that? You know, as far as like, people know you're ambitious, they know you want to be unified, they know you want to be undisputed. So they put all these obstacles up and they make it hard for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. I think it's been historic in the way that they've.
He adds that the fight can take place whenever the challenger is ready.
We must keep our composure and our patience and understand that it's part of the process. When you're that good. You know what I mean? We can't say it any other way. You know, they're running out of narratives. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's what the people want to see. We don't never say, okay, you know, well, this guy has done something wrong or he did bad business. So, you know, we'll never do it. Obviously, you know, when we go through negotiations and we spend time in there, whether it's put something together for Richard Hitchinson, for him to come back later and to say, you know, yeah, I want that fight. Well, when we were trying to make the fight, we couldn't. You didn't want to negotiate. You went somewhere else. When we were negotiating with Shakur Stevenson, instead of him negotiating with us, he said that he's going to go somewhere.
Tim Bradley believes Shakur Stevenson has the potential to surpass even Terence Crawford in boxing history. Crawford is undeniably on the sports Mount Rushmore, a 5-division champion with remarkable achievements. However, Bradley feels Shakur, much like Crawford, has the talent and skill to reach even greater heights. He clarifies this isn't about matching Crawford's multiple undisputed titles or moving through numerous weight classes, but about the opportunities Crawford missed due to boxing politics at the time. Bradley notes that if figures like Turkey Alashik had been around during Crawford's rise, bridging gaps between promoters, big fights against opponents such as Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, and Yordanis Ugas could have happened earlier, further boosting Crawford's prominence.
I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terence Crawford. Listen up. Now, not in the stance of becoming 3-time undisputed and, you know, going up, you know, that many weight classes. Not from that standpoint. You know, he already has 4 weight classes. Crawford is a 5-weight division champion. But in a sense of having the opportunities that Crawford didn't have. You know, Crawford would have been even bigger than what he is if the politics didn't play into the sport at the time. And now that, you know, you have guys like Turkey Alashik that is able to bridge that gap between promoters and, you know, make these.
With that in mind, Shakur is stepping into an era where talented fighters in the 130 to 135 pound range are more accessible, giving him the chance to face top-tier opponents consistently. Names like Devin Haney, Lamont Roach, Ossie Foster, Gary Russell Jr., Dalton Smith, Brian Garcia, and others fill Shakur's potential matchups. Bradley emphasizes that Shakur not only has the skills to compete with these fighters, but also the opportunity to defeat them, solidifying his legacy and potentially surpassing Crawford in influence and accomplishment.
He was around when Crawford was on his climb. You know, when Crawford couldn't get those big fights with like Thurman and Danny Garcia and Ugas, and, you know, he got it later with Sean Porter, but it was later. But imagine if Crawford was able to have that run and, you know, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Ugas, Keith Thurman, you know, the list goes on. If he would have had all those guys on his ledger, imagine how big Crawford would be. He would be even bigger than what he is today. You know, bigger than what he is today. So with that being said, you know, with these fighters hovering around 135, these talented fighters, hovering around 135, 130, you know, guys like, you know, O'Shaquie Foster, like I mentioned, going to go up to 135. He's big enough to go to 135.
There's a major obstacle in the way, but watching these two fighters compete makes it clear that, aside from cheating, they're both highly unlikely to lose. That said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur, and Shakur fires back at Devin. This back and forth highlights the dynamic between elite fighters. Initially, there was talk of the Four Kings 2.0, featuring Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis, drawing parallels to the legendary era of Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran.
Any going to concede to that? I doubt it. So there's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose. Right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin. Right? Again, we had the initial Four Kings. It was Devin, Ryan, Tio, and Tank Davis. Right? It was supposed to be the Four Kings 2.0 from the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran.
Interestingly, Wilfred Benitez, often overlooked in discussions of that era, defeated Roberto Duran, who struggled against several of the original Four Kings. Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard only once, was brutally knocked out by Hearns, outclassed by Hagler, and bested by Benitez. Despite these achievements, Benitez remains overshadowed. Similarly, fighters like Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, and Teofimo Lopez have often overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. However, Stevenson has begun to emerge, particularly after dominating Teofimo Lopez. At the same time, Tank Davis' legal issues and reluctance to fight further underscore the challenges and opportunities reshaping the landscape of modern boxing.
We had that Four King era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost. He quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Tio, overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined the light by dominating Teofimo Lopez.
Bernie Thorbox will react to the Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney fight by highlighting the legacies and accomplishments of both fighters. Shakur is now a 4-weight world champion, a 2-time lineal champion, and a 2-time Ring Magazine title holder. He also became a 2-time unified champion at 130 pounds, having beaten high opponents like Teofimo Lopez, who always rises to the occasion.
Conor Ben comes into the ring, they talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He been saying that. And now he came through victorious. I think he really wants that money for that fight. He wants the money.
Devin Haney, meanwhile, is a 3-division world champion and was once undisputed. Bernie emphasizes that if Shakur wants to face Devin directly, he should do so without hesitation. Taking on Devin in his prime would leave no room for excuses and ensure Shakur receives full credit for a monumental achievement. According to Bernie, both fighters are elite, but defeating Devin at his peak would further cement Shakur Stevenson's legacy as one of the best of his generation, showcasing his skill, determination, and championship-level ability.
Because now Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time lineal champion. So he's a 2-time Ring Magazine winner. Two-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, as far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. So he's a two-time unified champion, two-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion, and that was it. He was in his prime too, Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taking away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. Lomachenko was a little older.
Shakur Stevenson recently delivered a dominant performance against Teofimo Lopez, and Buse Ennis highlights just how remarkable it was, especially considering Shakur fought almost with one hand. His jab, boxing's most important punch, was sharp and precise, controlling distance flawlessly. Every move he made was calculated and effective, showcasing technical mastery that left Lopez looking almost amateur despite his experience and athleticism. Many critics had questioned Shakur's resume, claiming he hadn't faced top competition. But against Lopez, he proved all doubters wrong. Technically, Shakur executed everything perfectly, and Lopez struggled simply because he was facing Shakur Stevenson.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man. He did everything right, man.
A lot of people thought it would be a tough fight because Teo's athletic, Teo's experienced, he's fought on a high level. Mm-hmm. And, they were critical of Shakur. Oh, he ain't fought nobody, this and that.
Yeah.
He made Teo look like everybody else.
Made him look like an amateur. Yes.
Now, technically, what did you see? Right? Where did Teo go wrong in that fight?
Where he went wrong?
Yeah.
Fighting Shakur. That's where he went wrong. Fighting Shakur. I knew he just running his mouth. He just was talking, man. I knew that from the beginning, even the time when he...
Even with his left hand slightly injured, Shakur maintained control throughout the fight, relying heavily on his jab and only occasionally using his left hand due to the injury. Buzzy emphasizes that Shakur could have gone for a stoppage if needed, yet he managed the bout intelligently despite the discomfort. The performance showcased not only his skill but also his intelligence and composure in the ring. Fans in Philly and beyond witnessed a masterclass, with Shakur asserting himself as one of boxing's top talents. Even while hurt, he controlled the fight, proving that greatness doesn't depend on perfect conditions. It depends on skill, heart, and unwavering focus.
Yeah, Shakur knows you could have got stopped too, but Shakur hurt his left hand. His left hand was hurt. If you notice, he was using that jab a lot.
Yeah, jab and then the hook.
And he threw the left hand every now and then. Because I was screaming out. Everybody said they heard me in Philly.
Yo, we can hear you on the TV.
Yeah, that's my young buck. You know what I mean? And I was telling him, throw that straight left hand. Then I noticed when he did throw it, he wasn't throwing it real hard. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But he looked spectacular, man. You know what I mean? You can't ask for nothing more, man. And with me, I don't care about what people say, man. They always want to talk about you and say, oh, he should have did this, should have did that. He did everything that he was supposed to do, and he did it right.
The fight between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney is one that everyone is eager to see. Both fighters bring exceptional skill, speed, and determination, making every moment in the ring unpredictable and intense. Fans are dissecting their styles and past performances, debating who will emerge victorious. Every punch and every movement matters. And the stakes couldn't be higher. Shakur's technical mastery meets Devin's agility and power, setting the stage for a clash that promises fireworks. The energy around this fight is electric, with the potential to define both fighters' careers and deliver one of the most memorable bouts in recent boxing history.
Fight that even remotely sparks my interest for Shakur Stevenson is this guy right here, Devin Haney. Look at them. They're the same size. Obviously, Devin's moved up to 147. Shakur demands a catch weight. We'll see if Devin goes for the bait, because I think Shakur Stevenson, there's no doubt about it, he has the skills to compete at 147 to be 5 weight division champion. I feel like that would